started screaming in her face, like he was so close to us, screaming.
This is something that queer people have to consider when they travel, which is a bummer. Right, come on then.
I just feel bad for him.
Me too. Lucky, come here. Come here. Come on. He's like, wait, I have to grab my ball.
The ball is bigger than his whole face. Like,
come on. Oh. Sit on the same. I'm so happy.
These small dogs are something else.
It wasn't this rat that the cat killed. Hello everybody.
Welcome back to another video. This is Sam.
And this is... Wait, maybe I want to come up with something else. Lee. No. I was going to spell it with my hand. Okay, let's just move on. Today, we have decided to talk about our travels in Europe, since it's what we were doing with the last few months, really. So...
Feels like we traveled for months. No,
it was like 3 weeks. Yeah. Help you guys get caught up with what we've been up to.
I'm sure everybody can't wait to know.
People are dying to know. They're like, oh my god, what are Lily and Sam doing? Anyway, before we start, please like, comment and subscribe.
And you can follow us on Twitter.
I think this is a bit now. This is a bit.
I never had an account.
This is a part of the intro now.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky.
On Instagram and TikTok, it's at perry.fry. At Blue Sky, it's at perry-fry. So, where do we start? Do we want to start with like why we tried to fit in like so many countries in a very short span of 3 weeks, considering we were in Europe for 10 months?
Because Europe is expensive and we were not getting paid enough money. And we tried to squeeze in like short weekends getaway when we could. We went to Bonn.
Anyway, yeah, we went to Bonn, Monschau, and I went to Strasbourg on my own. Or Bremen.
So we tried to save as much as possible and travel for like 3 weeks before coming back to Australia. We were right there, like, why not? Let's do it now, then we can.
It's going to be a while before we're back in Europe.
We wanted to see so
We had like a list
places.
of at least 20, 25 places we wanted to go, and we narrowed it down to...
We had to cut so much.
Well, we only were allowed 10 travel days. We went with Eurail, not sponsored. Eurail, sponsor us. She was technically with Interrail because she's European, and it was more expensive.
I didn't think it was more expensive. I think it was more expensive because
you're older. Yeah, because she's like an elderly woman, and they have like, they don't. Yeah, they're concerned that elderly people are like gonna die on the train, and then they're gonna have to bring people out, like break their hip or something, and
spreading misinformation.
I forget that people wouldn't be able to tell that I'm joking.
I don't know why.
We actually really love Eurail. Like, it's totally worth your money. Please sponsor us.
But yeah, it's really good because you can choose. We chose the 10 days.
And we were traveling in winter, so traveling with a car would have been scary,
especially with our car.
More difficult. And
we had
flights are quite expensive these days. It's quite nice to be on a train, and I tend to fear for my life when I'm on a plane.
Yeah.
Which makes traveling so easy.
I think it's nicer than driving because you can just sit down and read, drink your coffee or whatever.
The scenery is really beautiful on most European railways.
Yeah. The cons are that you have to rely on the train, and it happens that they're cancelled, they're not on time. But yeah, so there's pros and cons to traveling with a train. But for us, I think it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I slept on a night train for the first time.
The night train made me hella dizzy. Like, it was so fine when we were doing it, and I think it actually like rocked me to sleep. Yeah. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
But when we got off in Amsterdam, I was like,
ooh. I woke up like in the middle of the night. And it was so beautiful because you could see outside, like the moon, and it was all like dark.
So shall we talk about where we went?
Let's start from the beginning, I guess.
Yes. So we actually started in Italy.
We caught our first train
in Milan.
Yeah, in Milan, and it was late, I believe.
Yeah.
Like one train was late.
One was cancelled. And we ended up having to catch an extra train, so it ended up being 5 or something. Yeah. But actually, the person that told us the train to Zurich was cancelled.
She was travelling on the train with a beautiful dog and 2 cats.
2 cats.
The cats were not in the carrier. Like
They were also not leashed.
I've never seen it happening before. I don't know how you can trust that they're not gonna run.
I could never do it.
Because they can get scared. Like, I'm so anxious.
She said
that.
she didn't do it that regularly. They were really well behaved, weren't they? They were so chill.
We like cuddle.
They were really friendly. Yeah, we got to pat them. And
Yeah.
we made friends with them. I wonder how they're all doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so our first place was Kerr.
Which we chose for a very particular reason.
One specific reason to go to Switzerland at all.
Yeah. You always wanted to do the
Tobogganing. It's like more like a roller coaster.
Yeah. And we Googled it and we were like, where can we find one that's open in winter?
We found one. It was in Kerr.
Perfect. Let's do this. We booked a nice hostel.
The hostel was pretty cool. It was it used to be a prison.
You can go check our
TikTok, any of our social medias
for that.
But Kerr was really beautiful. Like, it was really nice. We just have a bit of a sour taste in our mouths because we had to catch a bus up the mountain, which cost a fortune.
It was
my god,
euros.
Francs.
Yeah, it was crazy expensive.
So about 30 Australian dollars.
For a 10
just a one
ride.
way. Then we had to walk for 15-20 minutes to get to the toboggan place.
In the snow.
And they were closed.
They were closed.
Freaking closed!
As you point out, we were not the only couple there, so clearly, like, on the website it said it was open.
Yeah.
And
we double checked with the receptionist at the hostel.
It was open. And then we got there and the lady was like, oh no, I'm sorry. It's
we're not
closed
open for another 2 weeks.
Yeah. We came all the way here to do this, the toboggan, but of course, it's closed. How do we get to...
We wasted so much money and a travel day on this for no reason.
For no reason.
No reason.
And do we want to say we're on the bus?
I think I'm ready.
So, we made a mistake. Okay, we all make mistakes. We're human.
Yes.
Don't do what we did.
Learn from our mistakes.
Learn from our mistake. Do the right thing. So because we spent so much money to get there, and
it was really out of spite that we did this. I think usually we're pretty good, but we was just so angry at Switzerland.
To be clear,
we're usually very good people.
Always
we have morals. We were just like so angry, and we felt like we were entitled to like a free journey back down the hill.
So we decided
to risk it.
And
not get a ticket.
Oh, we're not controllers. And
of course, there was a controller.
So we got a fine.
So 100 francs each. Yeah.
And this is gonna come out. Like, pay attention to this because later we'll talk about it again. We were wrong. We made a mistake, and it was like fair to get fined. Like,
it was right for them to fine us.
We paid the fine. The controller was very nice.
He was just doing his job.
He was doing his job. He kept, like, his tone of voice was very nice.
Yes.
It was like,
yes, I see why you said that.
I just want to set this for later.
We're gonna do a callback later on. Oh my god, I forgot about that story.
Because then the next day we went to Zurich.
We did some ice skating, nice Christmas markets.
Just because we bought a ticket for daily
transfer.
We had a nice time. We went on that island that is like a lesbian. No, it was like women's island. It was built by women.
Women made. Yeah. Next stop was Amsterdam. Like we said, we took the night train there.
We stayed in Amsterdam for 4 days, 3 nights. No.
I think it was longer, we absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I would totally go back. We had the room we were in, it was tiny.
Really tiny.
Such a tiny hotel. I could live there for, I think, 6 months.
Yeah, me too. We really felt like
so good.
The hostel was called Hotel My Home. Technically it was a hostel, but it really felt like home.
The place was beautiful.
They cook you eggs in the morning.
They had a cat. A hostel cat.
Spiky.
Generally speaking, we loved Amsterdam, I think.
We did a bunch of museums, including Anne Frank, which was awful, but
I think
very worthwhile.
Everybody should go because it's a very important part of history.
Absolutely. And next was Berlin, but only one day, really.
Berlin was fine.
We'd been in Germany for 7 months.
Yeah, so we didn't probably spend enough time in it.
We mainly wanted to go there to see the Berlin Wall. I feel like we did a little bit of a World War II tour.
Yeah.
I feel like there's certain things you have to do when you're in Germany for a long period of time as kind of a rite of passage. That's my opinion anyway. Maybe people disagree.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
I felt like I had to see the Berlin Wall and Auschwitz or a concentration camp.
We had a hostel in Berlin where someone was snoring really bad all night. Someone came in the middle of the night, turned all the lights on.
Sam gave them the death glare and they quickly ran over and turned the light on.
Have some decency, like we're sharing this space. So much. And after Berlin we went to Prague.
Yes, we were literally there for one afternoon and evening. And
it's a shame. Because
it was so beautiful. I really liked
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
We went to the Christmas markets in the Old Town Square and I like literally cried.
Yeah.
I just thought it was the most magical thing I'd ever seen. Not just the Christmas market itself, but everything that it was surrounded by.
We went up on this
the clock tower, the astronomical clock tower.
It's stunning, and we had the view of the whole Christmas
square
market,
the bird's eye view, and we could see the castle directly across.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, we went to that other giant church the next morning quickly, which was also stunning.
Yeah,
we're not quite sure how Czechia feels about gay couples,
yeah,
though.
from our understanding, and it was like, I mean, I googled it and read it. It looks like it's more like you do whatever you want without like displaying it too much.
Right.
So we were
even
unsure
straight
on
couples
how.
like aren't very open.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, my friend and her friends didn't have any issue at all with us.
Yeah. We ended up going to Ostrava after Prague. Which is where her friend lives. It's also in Czechia.
We took a tour of the city with her. I think it's also very, very nice if you can travel and like have friends in the place where you go.
Yeah.
It's like you get a better understanding
really
of the city. We took like a tour into the mines. I'm sorry, I had to include it because it was my favorite part of the tour.
She got so excited.
Yeah,
it was
I
so
know nothing
cute.
about mines, but I got super interested in it because the tour guide didn't speak any English, but he was so passionate about his job that he wrote a script, gave it to his daughter, and they translated into English. They recorded themselves.
So he was like walking around with a little speaker.
And it was so lovely.
We also did a tour of the old factory that's there, and we went up super duper high, and they have this thing that you walk around the outside of it. Yeah, she conquered both of her fears in one day.
It was a tough day.
Before we left Czechia, we went back up to Poland to go to Auschwitz and Birkenau. Needless to say, it was a really horrible day.
Yeah. I would like to say that everybody should do it.
Yeah.
Everybody should see
what humans are capable of.
Yeah. The problem is that I feel like we are repeating history right now, and
in Palestine,
but also Nazis are coming back.
It's a very scary time.
People should study history for a very good reason.
And not just study it, but go and be amongst it. So that you
see
really...
with your own eyes.
Yeah.
There are some particular like images that we saw there that I think
we'll never forget.
Will never like come out of our brains.
Anyway, the reason we told you to keep a mental note about that person finding us, we're gonna do a callback later on. Coming home from Krakow. Coming back to Ostrava from Krakow. You have to activate your Ural pass
before on the phone.
Before the trip. And so we activated it that day, but then my phone was like not connecting to the Wi-Fi or was glitching.
Yeah, for some reason yours was like struggling to activate.
But eventually it activated, and the conductor, is it conductor? We'll go with the word conductor. The guy who checks the tickets came round, checked the tickets, it was all fine, no problem, like scanned it, mine was clearly valid at the time. We just left the stop right before the one we were getting off. There was a new conductor.
We were like grabbing our bags, we were
heading towards the door. And he was like, show me your tickets. And we were like, okay, no worries. And I showed him and he's like, it's not active. And I said, oh, like I quickly reactivated it. And he was like, no, you need to activate it before you get on the train. And I was like, but we did, like, clearly there's a glitch. And also, like, I won't be able to use this tomorrow. Like, even if I had activated it in that moment, I'm still wasting a travel day by activating it there.
He went from 0 to 100% hostile
in that moment.
He started screaming in her face, so, like, he was so close to us screaming. And we were trying to explain to him, like, no, look, just go check with the other conductor. We have
it was obviously active
them
before.
earlier.
Hers was active, so and we boarded the train together. And he was aware of the previous conductor.
But he was saying, like, oh, the Polish one made a mistake, something like that. He was like, he was not listening to us. He was not trying to reason with us. He was like just screaming in our faces because he said, okay, this is like
that's gonna cost. This is the fine.
And I was like, okay, like that's fine. Just send us the fine. Like we'll pay the fine.
He's like, no, you need to pay it now. And we're like, we're not paying. Like we have not done anything wrong.
I think he just wanted to have cash. Like he was trying to scare us
get money.
Give him cash.
I think that's what it was.
Because after that, I started saying like, okay, just send us the fine. Like I don't have an issue with that. Just send us the fine at home. That is not a problem at all.
We wanted to do. But we need to get off the train now, and we're not giving you money right now.
And he then started saying like, oh, I'll take you to the police.
Yes, then we're going to the police.
Yeah, and that's when I said, okay, can I talk to someone? I took out the Karen side of me, and I was like, oh, can we speak to like someone else on the train to explain
Can we speak to another
situation?
conductor? Do you have a superior on board?
Or like a coworker?
Can you talk to someone else?
And that's when he started yelling at us like, leave.
He's like, just get off, just get off.
Yeah,
so we got off.
He left the train. Yeah. It was very scary.
It was so traumatic. Like it was a man screaming at us in our faces, threatening to take this to the police in a foreign country. And we're not the kind of people to be rude or escalate things.
Like what happened in Korea, like, we were wrong. The conductor was like, you didn't have the ticket, you have to pay the fine. Well, okay, that's okay. Like it is what it is. Like we made a mistake. We are paying for the mistake.
And he was still kind with us.
He was super kind to us. This person was just having a power trip.
I ended up having like a pretty gnarly panic attack afterwards.
It was really bad.
It was scary.
But anyway.
So after Ostrava we went to Austria.
Yeah, we went to Vienna.
It's beautiful.
We didn't spend enough time. Yeah. It was very expensive.
It was so busy. So many tourists. We didn't have time to like go out of the main city. And
then we went to Salzburg. Yeah.
Mainly because I wanted to do the Sound of Music tour. I had foresight to watch Sound of Music.
But I enjoyed it.
So we got to see like some of the locations from the movie.
It was really fun.
Actually, our tour guide was Australian.
I think Salzburg was very, very nice.
It was a good like pick-me-up after all the shit that happened. And then
that's it.
That was it. We went back to Milan.
I think overall it was an amazing trip.
It was amazing.
I think it also gave us a bit of an idea of how we travel together, backpack together, which can be also very stressful because
things don't always go to plan, and you're together 24/7.
I think it really showed us that we
function as a team
well together. And
we did like there were times where we weren't sure how certain countries felt about queer people. Which is just really annoying. Like you're already stressed about so many other things when you're traveling. Like you don't want to also have to worry about whether your love is accepted or not.
Yeah, that was very stressful at moments.
And it did take a toll. Like we did reflect a few times and we're like, oh, I think we're like a little bit snappy and argumentative or irritable because of this feeling.
Like we have to be on guard, sort of.
And that wasn't necessarily because we had any experiences. We just weren't sure. Like this is something that queer people have to consider when they travel, which is a bummer.
You have to add this layer of like, should we
hold hands? Should we not hold hands?
Are we allowed
should we not kiss? But in saying that, we're very privileged to be able to travel to
I think
lots of different places.
Like being white, cis, and
we can
passing women.
Exactly. If we were a bit more masculine or one of us was a person of colour, then we wouldn't maybe have been as lucky.
You can't pretend that.
Yeah, exactly. You can't mask it.
which is awful
Yes.
because everybody should be able to go everywhere without feeling
Yeah.
threatened or scared or like they can't be themselves or they should hide, and it's
And everyone
not
should be able
fun.
to afford to travel as well. But anyway, I think
Anyway.
we'll wrap it up for today.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let us know which countries we should visit. See you next time.
Ciao, mates.
Ciao, mates.
And a boogie. And a boogie. And a
I'm so
boogie.
hungry. Hungry.
I am actually. My tummy was rumbling.
Yeah. What
Let's
time
go
is
get
it?
some food. I don't know, but I think it's dinner time.
Yeah.
For us, regardless.
Oh, throw it away. What time is it? Are you still recording? This person.
He's such a good YouTube doggy. He knows what to do.